The film opens with a grim revelation: a virus has swept across England, transforming the majority of the population into ravenous zombies, driven by an insatiable hunger for human brains. Amid this chaos, Colonel William Darcy rides to a grand palace, aware that a party is taking place there. Darcy suspects that one of the guests is on the verge of becoming a zombie. Upon arriving, Darcy asks a lady if she knows about the potential threat, but she seems unaware and even invites him to join the celebration. With a plan in mind, Darcy releases a bottle of flies into the crowded ballroom. These flies are known to be drawn to decaying flesh, and soon enough, they settle on one particular guest. Realizing this man is already infected, Darcy swiftly confronts and kills him, confirming his suspicion when he finds telltale zombie bite marks on the man's arm. Darcy then inquires if the man's relatives are present, as they too might soon turn, but the lady assures him that the infected man has no close kin at the party. Satisfied, Darcy leaves. Moments later, a maid enters the infected man's niece's room, only to find that the young woman has fully transformed into a zombie and has already killed a servant. The niece attacks the maid, signaling that the palace is quickly becoming overrun. Meanwhile, we meet a family of 5 sisters living with their parents. These sisters have been trained in both combat and academics by their father, making them formidable survivors in this dangerous world. Their mother, however, is more concerned with finding wealthy suitors for her daughters. The family attends a party where aristocratic bachelors are expected, including Darcy and his friend, a wealthy gentleman who quickly becomes smitten with the eldest sister. Darcy's friend also introduces him to the second eldest, Elizabeth, encouraging him to dance with her. Though Darcy initially feels drawn to Elizabeth, he harbors the belief that most women are only interested in him for his status. When Elizabeth overhears him saying this to his friend, she leaves the party, deeply hurt. As Elizabeth steps outside to collect herself, a fully transformed female zombie lunges at her. Darcy appears just in time, killing the creature and saving Elizabeth. As the party descends into chaos with the arrival of more zombies, the sisters reveal their combat skills, fighting off the undead with grace and precision. Darcy and his friend watch in awe, impressed by the sisters' bravery. The next day, Elizabeth's eldest sister receives an invitation to visit Darcy's friend, but on the way, she is attacked by zombies. Although she fends them off, she falls ill after being caught in the rain and arrives at the friend's house in a weakened state. Elizabeth soon follows to care for her sister, sparking tension with Darcy, who fears the illness might signal the early stages of zombification. Elizabeth fiercely defends her sister, leading to a heated argument between the two. Later, while traveling, Elizabeth encounters a man named Wickham, who introduces himself as Darcy's estranged stepbrother. Wickham tells Elizabeth a sob story, claiming that Darcy seized their father's entire inheritance, leaving him with nothing. This tale sours Elizabeth's opinion of Darcy even further. Back at a lavish party, Darcy musters the courage to ask Elizabeth for a dance, but she coldly rejects him. Later, Elizabeth's mother, in a drunken state, boasts about her daughters marrying wealthy men, which Darcy overhears, further reinforcing his negative assumptions about the family. He soon leaves for England with his friend, determined to distance himself from what he perceives as a grasping, opportunistic family. Elizabeth, still nursing her resentment, later runs into Wickham again, who takes her to a church where brainless zombies, still capable of some basic thought, live in a bizarre, uneasy truce with the living. Wickham proposes a radical peace treaty between humans and these semi-sentient undead, hoping to avoid further bloodshed. Elizabeth is skeptical, especially after learning that these creatures would turn fully feral if they ever tasted human flesh. Darcy eventually returns and, despite their previous conflicts, confesses his feelings for Elizabeth and proposes marriage. Elizabeth harshly rejects him, unleashing her pent-up anger over his supposed betrayal of his stepbrother. Darcy, visibly shaken, leaves without further protest. However, the next day, Darcy sends Elizabeth a letter explaining his side of the story. He reveals that he only separated his friend from Elizabeth's sister because he misinterpreted the family's intentions, fearing they sought to trap his friend into marriage for wealth. He also clarifies that he never cheated his stepbrother out of an inheritance, but rather cut him off after years of financial irresponsibility. Darcy warns that the zombie threat is rapidly worsening and that they may never meet again. Filled with regret, Elizabeth reads the letter, realizing she has misjudged Darcy. She soon learns that her youngest sister has been kidnapped by Wickham and taken to the Church of the Semi-Sentient Zombies. Rallying her family, Elizabeth sets off for England to rescue her sister. Darcy, already aware of the situation, infiltrates the church alone. There, he attempts a risky plan, spiking the zombies' food with human brain to drive them fully feral, hoping to create enough chaos to rescue Elizabeth's sister. However, Wickham, now fully zombified himself, confronts Darcy. After a brutal fight, Darcy narrowly escapes with Elizabeth's sister, battling through hordes of zombies. Elizabeth arrives just in time to help finish off Wickham, and together, she and Darcy flee the burning church, barely escaping the pursuing undead. They cross a bridge into England just as an explosion rocks the area, wounding them both. Some days later, with their wounds healed, Darcy again proposes to Elizabeth. This time, she accepts, having finally understood his true nature. The film closes with a grand wedding, uniting the two warriors in both love and their ongoing fight against the undead.